Hello, Mr. Wright here, and welcome to this film in which I'll take you through my grade boundary predictions for the Edexcel IGCSE November 2024 exams. First of all, two things very well done to those of you who have got through Paper 1H and Paper 2H and find yourselves now having to wait frustratingly until the 23rd of January, Thursday the 23rd of January. That is results day, and that's when you'll find out for sure how you've done. Now, secondly, before I start, please, if you haven't left a comment on my original predictions film to tell me whether or not the predictions were useful for you, please do. A link for that film should be appearing with an eye for information button just over my head anytime now. Right, on we go with my grade boundary predictions. Now, first of all, some historical grade boundaries for you so you can see where I'm coming from. So on this table, you can see the grade boundaries all the way from June 2018, which was the first time that grades were given for this version of the Edexcel IGCSE exams, all the way through until June 24. Now, several things to notice about this table. First of all, there are a number of exams, noticeably from about November 20 until about June 22-ish, this section in the middle of the table, where the grade boundaries were artificially lower due to COVID. So clearly, when I make my predictions, I need to ignore that dip in the grade boundaries. And secondly, do you notice how, if you look down the grade 9 column, the 163, which was the grade boundary for grade 9 in June 24, was the highest it had ever been for a grade 9. Similarly, the grade 8 grade boundary in June 24 was the highest it had ever been at 135. So you needed, what's that, sort of 68% on each of the papers on average, of course. And again, the grade 7 grade boundary at 107 was the highest that had ever been, an average of 54% on each paper to get you 108 to be safely over that line. And in fact, when it comes to getting a 6, is the 84 the highest it's ever been? Yep, I think that it is. And the 5, not as high as it's ever been, because there has been a 62, but 61. Come on, who are we trying to kid? The grade boundaries in summer 24 were the highest they have ever been. So, where does that leave me thinking about this year's grade boundaries, the grade boundaries for November? Well, here are those grade boundaries in a chart there, and you can see how the grade boundary for a 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, and 3 they have all had a major dip for those COVID years. And again, you can see graphically here how the 163, the June 24 grade boundary for a 9, is the highest ever. And there is no doubting that the examiners are asking for more and more marks than ever they did before for each grade boundary. So what do I think is going to happen come your results day in January? Well, I think that you're going to find that the grade boundaries are more or less just as they were for June 24. I've been through the papers, and I really can't see any reason why they should be any lower than they were in June 24. I'm kind of hoping they won't be any higher, because it seems to me that to aim for 82% on average on your papers to get a 9 is a tough call. But I certainly see no reason why they should be any lower. So if you're having hedging your bets and thinking, what grade am I going to get? If it were me, I would be banking on the grade boundaries being just as they were in June 24. Now, before I go, this is one of the final films you'll see from me if you have just sat your IGCSEs in November, because of course you're coming to an end of your IGCSE journey, and let's hope you're moving on to A-level or onto any other courses of your choice. But before you go, please do recommend the channel to anyone you know who's going to soon be preparing for their Edexcel IGCSE Maths. That said, this isn't the last film for you, so thank you for watching, and see you in the next film.